For the better part of 2 decades, TaylorMade's success in the putter category has come mainly from cast, multi-material, mid-sized mallet putters. In other words, spiders. In reality, they've come in almost all shapes and sizes, from the itsy bitsy spider, which is the smallest version, to the daddy long legs, which is the largest version, and players have had great success with them. Both recreational golfers have liked them, as well as elite players who have won major championships with them. Players like Jason Day, Dustin Johnson, as well as Rory McIlroy have all won titles using spider putters. Now, with all the success that TaylorMade has had with the spider putters, there has been a pretty significant hole in TaylorMade's putting lineup, and that has been in the milled category. But with the release of these putters right here, the new TaylorMade TP Reserve family of putters, the company is looking to put that to rest. And in this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about this new family. So first things first, what is the big deal about a milled putter? Well, from a manufacturing standpoint, putters really break down into 2 different categories. You have cast putters and you have milled putters. Cast putters are created by heating up and then pouring liquid metal into a mold, when it is then cooled down and then cracked open, and you end up with a basic shape of the putter. Those club heads are then sandblasted, buffed down, and polished into the final shape that you're going to see. And it works out really well. There have been a lot of very, very popular putters over the course of the years that have been made cast. Spider putters are cast. Milled putters, like this one, however, are manufactured in a totally different way. You start out with a solid block, in this case of 303 stainless steel, and then a computer-controlled bit passes back and forth over that block, shaving off progressively smaller and smaller pieces of metal. The tiny lines that go back and forth across the back of this putter, those are created by that very, very small bit passing back and forth, shaving off little ribbons of material to create the final shape. Now, according to TaylorMade and many other manufacturers, the benefit of going with a milled putter is going to be precision. Through the sandblasting and the buffing and the polishing portion of a cast putter, some of the edges can be rounded off. Some of the overall shape that the designer was looking for can very, very subtly be lost. When you're working with milling, you're working with the most precise manufacturing process that there is. So the edges can be manufactured a little bit sharper. The shape that the designer was looking for can be more accurately represented in the final product. It comes down to craftsmanship. And for TaylorMade, the TP Reserve family is going to be the epitome of craftsmanship. It's going to be the highest level of manufacturing that the company can put out in the putter market. So let's talk about the putters themselves. As I said, that these are going to be 100% milled from 303 stainless steel. You'll see that each of them have a pair of weights, one in the toe and one in the heel section here. These are not to be adjusted by consumers and by golfers. This is something for fitters and something for TaylorMade, so that they can change out these weights and affect the swing weight, the overall swing weight of the putter based on its length or on a player's personal preference. To maintain a traditional swing weight, you would put lighter weights in a longer putter. You would put a little bit heavier weights in a shorter putter. One of the really nice things that TaylorMade has done is make all of these putters available in 33, 34, and 35 inch for both right-hand and left-handed players. A little bit of lefty love there from TaylorMade. So getting one that has the swing weight and the proper balance for your length should actually be pretty easy. Now, there is a grooved face that is in each one of the TP Reserve putters. However, it is not an insert. Those grooves have been milled in just like the rest of the face. Now, as you might recall, spider putters also have a grooved face. And that grooved face comes thanks to an insert. The grooves in those spider putters also point down at about a 45-degree angle, and they're there to encourage the ball to start rolling faster instead of skidding or bouncing off of the face. The grooves here have a totally different story in the TP Reserve family. They are all about harmonics. It's all about sound. TaylorMade told me that they went through about 14 different iterations of grooves in terms of the depthness of the grooves, the tightness of the pattern of the grooves, and it's all about creating the appropriate sound, the sound that they were looking for, the sound that they thought most better players who would be in the market for a putter like this would want to hear. And by going with deeper grooves in some areas or shallower grooves, they were able to affect the harmonics. You see, when a player who's using a putter like this strikes a putt, they expect to hear a certain sound and equate that with a certain distance. Putts that you are going to be shorter in length, softer hit putts, those are going to have a deeper sound, a richer sound, a quieter sound. As opposed to a putt that you might be hitting, say 30, 40, 50 feet or more, that's going to have a higher pitch sound. It's going to have more of a clicking sound. And better players start to associate sound with feel. And so TaylorMade, by putting in these grooves, tried to tune this almost like an instrument so you would get the appropriate sound and feel. Now, after that, it's going to be pretty simple because each one of these putters has a single black alignment line. If you're looking for multi-material constructions, if you're looking for different face inserts, if you're looking for different types of shapes or different types of putters that are going to be increasing in forgiveness or do something special, you can look someplace else. That's, again, back in the Spider family. This is all about the type of look and sound and feel that a milled putter is going to produce. Now, there are a few different head shapes that are going to be in the TP Reserve family, and as you would expect, these are going to be classic, very familiar looking putters. You're gonna have a couple different varieties of heel-toe weighted blades, as well as a semicircular mallet, which is going to be the M47, and then you're going to also have a fang-style mid-size mallet in the M27. Within the family, you'll also have a few different options when it comes to hosel configurations that go along with each head, although the M47 mid-size mallet is only going to be a single bend. So my overall thought on the TaylorMade TP Reserve family of putters is that they are going to be exceptionally well made. I think that they sound great, they feel great, they look great. At the same time, people at TaylorMade also will concede to me that it's going to take a long time to make a meaningful dent into the milled putter category. Obviously, this is the place where you're going to find Scotty Cameron, where you're going to find Ping PLD putters, where you're going to find Toulon Design, the boutique arm of Odyssey. You're also going to find brands like Bettinardi and others that have firmly established themselves in this type of putter as well as at this price point. The TaylorMade TP Reserve putters are going to go for $399 each, and they are also going to be a touch on the scarce side. TaylorMade is not looking to flood the local putting corral at your pro shop with TP Reserve putters. I was told that there will be a pretty limited number of them sent to each different account, which means that there will be some scarcity when it comes to this, and that is something that is by design. TaylorMade wants this to be something that is aspirational, that people really sort of get a lust for. But at the same time, they also know that it'll probably take them 3, 4, 5 years to get real traction in the marketplace. Again, you've got some really heavy competition at a higher price point. You're simply not going to move hundreds of thousands of TP Reserve putters. At the same time, this is obviously a category where TaylorMade had to be. It has been, for the most part, absent from the premium milled putter category for several years. And again, you've had so much success with Spider. I get it, that makes sense. But this is something that is a demonstration, almost like a race car or some type of a prototype car that demonstrates what a manufacturer in the auto industry is capable of doing. The TP Reserve family is demonstrating what TaylorMade is capable of doing in the putter category. So time will tell how successful TaylorMade is going to be in getting these in the hands of not only its staff players, but other professionals on the PGA Tour, the LPGA, the DP World Tour, etc., and how successful they're going to be selling them at retail. Hey, thanks very much for watching my video, and I hope you learned a few things about TaylorMade's new putter line. If you did, if you liked it, please consider hitting the subscribe button as well as the bell button so you can get notifications when new content that I create is going to be coming out. I've got lots of exciting things coming through the rest of this summer and then into the fall as well with new releases, lots of cool stuff coming. You're definitely not going to want to miss it. Thanks a lot.